shoveling. More on that. Oh shit, we got a show. Hey, this is the Spaniard. Don't go anywhere. This is on the spot. Stand by. Activating broadcasting sequence. Don't adjust your dial. You're listening to WFCK Radio. Discover the power. Half hour. With On the Spot with Preacher and the Spaniard. Welcome everyone and all species to the hottest voices in the morning. I don't know, it's stalling. Your lover's favorite voice to wake up to in the morning. Here's your hosts, Preacher and the Spaniard.
With Preacher and the Spaniard.
Did we ever make it, I guess? I don't know. It's a slow start. Yeah. It's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
What a morning.
I think,
what a morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. This is it. Hold on. Let me see. Trying a different angle here. So, hey, good morning. This is the Spaniard, keeping it tight here. Welcome On the Spot. With me is Preacher. Good morning, Preacher.
Good morning, Spaniard.
So it's a little warmer, man. It feels like a heat wave here. It's like it's in the double digits.
Yeah, it's like 10 degrees warmer or something like that, which is like, huge.
Look, I'm wearing
for
short
us,
sleeves.
at least in Chicago.
Yeah. Man, I'm ready to. Oh man, let me tell you. Got lots to talk about this morning. Here, I'm going to be switching here. I'm going to be going back and forth. See, I need an intern to help me post all this. But good morning, Kemi. Good morning. Welcome everybody. Kemi. Good morning, USA. See, I'm still working on that. My voice is. I don't want to like scare people, but yeah, we got some shocking revelation discovery that happened on Mars here. So don't go away. You got to make sure you stick around for that news. But man, it's the cold weather is still upon us. Texas is still in a state of emergency, I guess. So if you're traveling to Texas, I wouldn't just hold back a little bit. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. But how you doing there, Preacher? How are things, man?
I'm okay. Trying to be a productive member of society, even from the lockdown, from behind the screen. So good morning, Wes. Good to see you. All the way from Montana. Yeah, but just trying to help those around me as best I can without, I don't know, without becoming too much of a hindrance. Anyway, I'm actually working the election on Tuesday. For those in the Illinois Chicagoland area, there are primary elections for like local candidates. So I'm going to be working as an election judge. So
nice. Now, is this like something that you have to dress up? Like you have to dress up for, or is this like a
not really?
Do they give you a uniform or a costume for this, or how does that all play?
No, there's no uniform for this.
Oh, okay.
So sadly, no uniform.
What are the perks though? What are any fringe benefits?
Let's see. Long hours, okay pay, and the ability to call the state police at any moment.
Oh, okay. So there is some power there.
Preacher should run. He should be mayor of.
You would be a good mayor.
I absolutely despise my current mayor. Let's put it this way. Ooh. He is such an arrogant SOB that he decided we need a new town, like village center, and I'm going to throw my own name on it. I'm going to spend a couple $1 million that we don't have because, we're not improving anything else. And then I'm going to put my own name on it. And it's going to be the center for the village, but it's going to be my name center.
God, talk about a little narcissism, huh?
I can't stand people like that. It's like, get over yourself, man. You have done nothing important to throw your name on the side of a building.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Has he done any, or she, whoever the mayor is, has that mayor done anything in their term since they've been in office in your town?
She has advised the board of trustees to make such terrible decisions that we have lost development centers. We have lost multiple businesses coming into our town. He's been absolutely terrible. The problem is, in order to kick him out and get a new guy, we had our last election was like, I don't know. I think we had 4 candidates.
Yeah.
And the problem is he got the majority of the vote with like 41%.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah.
So it's not like he even got the majority of the vote. He just ended up with the highest percentage.
Since you're talking a little bit, maybe about, civil service, maybe civics. I got a question for you, preacher.
Sure.
Let's say you're the leader of a group of people that chose you to lead them. And now there is a crisis, a dilemma amongst the people, and the people, are looking for answers. They need help. And you take off someplace else. Do you think you would consider yourself a good leader? Is that good leadership? Just a quick question. I'm just throwing this out there real quick.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
What kind of, what am I in charge of as being that leader? Like, am I intimately involved in any of this?
I would say yes. You have a lot of power, a lot of control. Yes. You have a lot of,
Then I would attempt to use that power and control to the best of my ability to help out the people of my district, state, region, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be what I would do if I had that power.
Yeah. All right, good. I'm just taking a survey now because I think we're going to talk about this tonight for sure. I'm just taking a quick survey here. So I'm going to ask you guys all that same question, the same thing out there. What's, again, you got a crisis going on, and your chosen leader decides to take off, kind of leave you hanging. Like, whoa, okay. Is that good leadership? That's just a simple question. Yes or no. So that's, we're going to be talking about that later. So yeah, margaritas and beach and sand. Yeah, I think Akemi knows what I'm talking about, but anyway, we're going to be talking about that
I think tonight. I do as well. And I will be more than happy to talk about that tonight.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight. Cause I know
because there are details coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And for me, there's a backstory even with that just the thought of it is giving me like diarrhea. His face, his name, it's just, So anyway, we're not going to have diarrhea on this Friday morning, or we're going to keep it diarrhea free. Yeah, this is a diarrhea free Friday. So no diarrhea today. But what we discovered? Okay, so I don't know if you guys
sponsored by Pepto-Bismol. No,
I don't know if you guys have kept up on the news, but apparently another rover thing landed on Mars yesterday.
Yes,
and preacher, do you follow space, or are you one of those space geeks, or was it one of those?
I like to follow the scientific exploration things that they do, and it's interesting. I don't know exactly what they're going to find. Now, this rover that they had was launched last year.
Yeah,
which is cool because in the middle of a pandemic, we're still launching stuff. We're still doing that. I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I don't know. I got
exactly like 18 months.
I got a question. I already got a question. I thought it takes 8 years for something that's launched from our planet to get to Mars. I thought it takes 8 years. No,
is it 8 years? I thought it was 18 months because it was the shortened distance.
I don't know, or maybe I was watching them.
I
was watching a movie or something. But yeah, man, it's if that's the case, then we should be able to go to Mars a lot quicker. But here's the other thing too that I discovered. I bet. I'm like, okay, Mars.
Oh my goodness.
17 other rovers are on there,
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
So I just typed into Google Mars rover 2021, and apparently Google is having a celebration. So you open up the page and it starts having fireworks all over the page in
Yeah.
celebration. So if you are a little bored and want to see something interesting, just go to Google and type in Mars rover 2021 and watch what happens.
I can't reach. Otherwise, I would right now. If I had an intern, I would probably have that intern do it for me right now. We're working on that. But yeah, but no, here's the thing. They're saying that they're going to set up some audio. And I had a dream, dude. All right, now here's breaking news. Here's because some of my dreams have kind of come true. So here's the thing. Yeah, it's a trap. See, that's the thing. They're gonna set up audio, and we're all gonna be like, "Oh, we're picking up some audio," and the whole world, man, the whole world is gonna be tuning in to what they're gonna be discovering on this audio. And here's what's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna be tuning in. It's gonna say 7 days. And then it'll be blacked out. That'll be it, man. And then we're fucked. Then we're done. We're done for, man. The whole fucking world is done in 7 days. And then I woke up this morning. Woke up this morning in a cold sweat, man. It's craziness, man. So I hope that doesn't happen. Boy. I really hope that doesn't happen because I'm not watching TV anymore. If that's the case,
right? You know, at that point, it's like, nope.
Wash
my hands.
I ain't watching it. So it's gonna be me and the fucking Amish are gonna control the world after this.
So Mars, so the NASA Perseverance rover safely landed on Mars after its 292.5 million mile journey and 6 months of travel.
Oh, 6 months. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So even fast? I thought it was 18, but it's actually 6 months, a little over 6 months ago.
So
when it launched.
Can humans travel that fast then? Can you stick a human in one of those things and send it to Mars? That's the question. I assume
because there's no. I mean, once you have accelerated away from Earth, I mean, traveling in space, there's no relative gravity, so acceleration is relative to yourself. So as long as you don't accelerate too fast, you should be able to just speed up.
That would be cool. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still kind of fascinated, but I'm still, I tuned in, and all I kept hearing was these commentators, these news reporters talking about the 7 minutes of hell. And I'm like, 7 minutes of hell, man. And, my perverted ass, I'm familiar with 7 minutes of heaven. What the hell is 7 minutes of hell about? I was like, so I stuck around to hear the news. Like, ooh, this sounds sexy. What is 7 minutes of hell all about? And it was like a moment. Like, no, it has nothing to do with sex at all. I mean, so I was kind of bummed. But yeah, I guess it survived this machine, broke through the atmosphere of Mars, and it landed safely. It broke through to 7 minutes of hell. It made it through, and it's alive. So I don't know. So now is somebody controlling it, or is it just sitting there? What's going on?
No. So this is actually really cool. I actually have firsthand experience from this. So the reason why this is cool to me. So I went to school in Pasadena, California. My college that I graduated from is in Pasadena.
Yeah. Did you surf?
No, I was never very good at surfing. I did try a couple times, but I was never good enough to actually
Did you hit the beach at least a few times?
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah, man, dude, the beaches out there are awesome.
I can imagine.
Anyway, you went to Santa Monica, man. Yeah. You went to Santa Monica.
Would you go there again? Would you go there again?
I would go there again for vacation. Definitely not to stay, but for vacation.
Well, maybe we got to put that on the board on the list on the spot location, destination. We got to go to Santa Monica. All right, as you were, sir.
I'd be down for that.
Jace.
So, so in Pasadena, up on a mountain hill, whatever. It's not really a mountain. It's basically just a big hill. But there is what's called the JPL. Which is the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It's the story of it starting is really cool. If you get the opportunity, look up how the JPL started. It was basically a bunch of guys that wanted to play with rockets. But it is now the nation's forefront of space exploration and travel. They're the ones that actually built the Mars rover.
Yeah.
But they have a whole communications array that will send a signal that will direct the rover to do something, and they communicate back and forth depending on what the mission is.
Yeah.
Now the rover does have some AI to it. So obviously if it wants to go in a particular direction and there's an obstruction, it will stop or it will move or, something like that. So it's a pretty cool operation they have. They also have an entire room that is built to test out the rover, and they have it as close to Mars-like conditions as possible.
Oh, wow.
Which is really it's really cool because, like, when you think of dirt and sand on the Earth,
Yeah.
all of our dirt and sand is round. It's fairly easy to kind of knock off, and because it's been dealt with by erosion, by wind and by water and those kind of things. But
And
out in
fire.
space,
Earth,
they
wind, and
don't
fire.
necessarily have those. So like moon dust
Yeah.
is not round. It's actually jagged and it clings. Mars dust is actually more jagged and it clings because it doesn't have water to erode it. And so they have to figure out how the machines are going to be able to operate with this.
The machines. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. A lot of geeky stuff there.
Yeah.
Jagged
I
little
nerded out.
dust.
It is.
Yeah. Jagged little dust. That sounds like a new album for Alanis Morissette. And it.
Jagged little dust.
Jagged little dust. Like, yeah. But yeah, I was pretty thrilled, man. The little bit of news that I caught yesterday. So here's the next big ethical. I don't know if it's an ethical question, but all right. So we have the technology to send a machine over to Mars now it's a shorter time than we expected. So we have the mindset, the intellect, the intelligence to make this type of machinery happen.
Mm-hmm.
If we're able to do that, why can't we fix blank? So that's my question for today, to be talking around the water cooler, since if everybody's at work or at school or at play, has that question popped up with anybody? Like, okay, we have this technology now. If we could put that on the Mars, why can't we do blank here? You feel me, preacher?
I feel you, and I actually have some answers to that question.
Okay.
So,
yeah, the got me.
So, what are the big three things that run government projects?
The three
Money.
big things. Money. Well, yeah. I mean, this was $1 billion
Interest.
project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money.
So money.
Popular interest. And political pushing know-how savvy, right?
Okay.
So, if it costs too much, they don't do it. There's the Hyde Amendment, which, like when a Navy ship gets too expensive, remember the littoral combat ships that they were supposed to produce, the next level destroyers or whatever?
Okay.
They were supposed to have rail guns and have missiles and all this other stuff on it. It was supposed to be a 50-year leap in technology, and it was supposed to be, all this cool stuff. It got so expensive that the plan automatically got canceled. So money is a limiting factor.
Yeah.
The second thing is public interest. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
People are interested in space. When you say you've launched a satellite, or hey, we've got this brand new thing going into space, that's pretty cool, and people get interested, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So if the public are not behind it, then politically, it's not going to catch traction. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third thing is it a special interest project? Is it going to bring enough pork, money, government issued contracts to certain high rolling senators and representatives districts so that they get reelected? That's the other way that things work. If you want to know how stupid that is, Nancy Pelosi's district has the only company that makes a wooden shaft arrow. And they have a special exemption because she pushed for it on an amendment to an earlier bill.
Oh, wow.
And there's a tax on all fiberglass shafted arrows in the United States. But because this one is wooden shafted, it has an exemption to it. And she pushed for that so that it could bring more opportunity and jobs for her specific district outside of everyone else.
But did she push it real good?
I don't know. I don't know if she did, because I think it might have come after that as before of that.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, right on.
Eh,
Well, see, that was one of the things that popped in my head. It was like, okay, so now we're able to put machines into space and
mhm.
land it safely, going through the 7 minutes
Yep.
of hell and everything and dropping and landing and
Yep.
it's there. And now we have cars that could drive by themselves and parallel park for you now. So
Mhm.
we're figuring out all these like problems and these solutions to some of these
Yep.
things that we have discussed in the past.
Mhm.
So what are what still needs to be worked on now? What's if we have all these brainiacs doing all this shit, why can't we use those same people to say, hey, if you could figure that out, uh, come here for a moment. Let me drag you over. Take a look at this. You think you could help us out with this? You know what I mean? Can we do that? Or you're saying that because there's no interest or those three things you mentioned, those problems are still going to be problems then, right?
Well, that's a much deeper question because what you're asking is, so first of all, I'm talking in the political realm.
Yeah.
How does NASA get its projects, that kind
Sure,
of
sure.
stuff.
But see, I'm talking about
Okay.
like the people like what's his name? Elon Husk or Musk or Tusk.
Yeah.
That dude. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not government. I mean, isn't he kind of like
No.
the anti-government kind of a person where he's like, we're going to do things the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
Or am I under a rock still?
No, Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that. And he recently moved his company from California to Texas because the California regulations were getting so bad that he was unable to produce business the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, but the issue that we have with that is Elon Musk is a good electrical engineer, and can figure those things out, but people
Yeah.
have specifications,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, you would not ask me to try and figure out some highly scientific bug or animal problem because I just don't know enough about that to do something about it. I'm not the guy that you're going to call to say, "Hey, I got a problem with my car. Can you come over and fix this for me?" Because I'm just not mechanically knowledgeable enough to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you give me enough time, sure, but do you have the time and do you have the money to spend on me to learn something so that I can do it for you effectively?
Right.
Or would you rather grab an expert that says, "Hey, yeah, I know all about this type, this make and model of car. Yeah, I can fix this in 15 minutes for you."
Right.
Um, Elon Musk might be great at electronics and computers and things like that, but maybe he has nothing, maybe he's got no knowledge of agriculture. He's got no knowledge of farm implementation, or he's got no knowledge of city planning and infrastructure. Um, so some people are going to be specialized in those things, and you're going to have to say, okay, what are the drawbacks? You are the expert. So
Yes.
what's the drawback? Why haven't we fixed this problem yet?
Mm.
And then they can tell you the specific issues of, well, it doesn't work because of this, it doesn't work because of this, and it doesn't work because of this. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the big problems. The other problem is going to be, well, and to be honest, um, just because we have smart people doesn't mean they're always going to act in the most ethical ways.
Mm.
So
No, I
you've
could
got to
see
make
that.
sure that
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yes, okay, you want to solve the food problem? Like, we have X amount of people starving to death every year. Okay, fine. So there's two ways we could do it that.
Yeah.
We can either produce more food, which there's plenty of food being thrown away in the United States and in other
Oh,
countries as
yeah, for
well.
sure. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
You're
but
definitely
the
right on
other
that.
issue is the other side of that coin, though, is well, we can just reduce the surplus population, taking a line out of the Christmas Carol.
Hmm.
I mean, just
Yeah.
reduce the surplus population. You have less mouths to feed, then the food we have is sufficient enough.
Yeah.
But what's the ethical call?
Yeah. That's craziness. Speaking of ethical, here's one more question and we'll wrap this up for this morning. I finally understand what the hell happened with GameStop. They were interviewing was it a high school football coach? All right. A regular Joe who said,
Yep.
yeah, I was on Robinhood because it's for the average guy who doesn't know too much. It's for fun, and I bought some stock. Well, he explained it he was telling the reporter, it's kind of like this. It's like you're on the 10-yard line, getting ready to score, and the referees throw a flag for no reason and tell you can't go in. And I was like,
Yep.
oh man, it was like, boing.
Yep.
That's the way I see that's the way news or shit like this, like when it comes to finance and politics, they need to have people like him to explain it to people like dumbasses like me to say, oh, like for this whole time, I'm thinking, what the fuck? What's the big deal? I don't understand it. And this guy who was like, oh, I was like, leave it to football, leave it to sports. See, so sports is important in our life. If you could explain it in sports theme or a sports way of explaining things, I got it now, preacher. Boom, I got it.
By the way, there was a new episode of Preacher's Picks that did come out yesterday.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. How do people watch it, catch it? How do they get it? How do they?
Just look on our Facebook page. It will. You can look in videos. It will be there.
Right
it is
on.
up as episode 4. So take a look at. I discuss a little bit NFL, a little bit of MLB. By the way, pitchers and catchers reported. We are officially in spring training season. And I discuss rugby, especially Six Nations, at length.
Yeah, I was watching. I'm starting to watch like from last month some of the from games from. I'm still watching. What was it? Scotland versus England. I can't remember.
Scotland, England was the first game.
Yeah, that was the first game. So I just got done with the first half because here's what's happening. So we got a lot of snow and I don't have a snowblower or a plow or anything. So I'm using a good old shovel. And let me tell you, dude, I found a way kind of like reaping, because I got a scythe to cut some of the grass here in the summer, more videos to come on that. But yeah, I have a technique now. Now it's like just going to town, man. And my lats, like if I were to take my shirt off right now, it would probably it would break the camera because they're just so ripped right now. There's just like, they look like the serrated knives. They're like serrated knives coming down like this. And then the sweat, because now it's like this heat wave that we got, it'll just break the camera. So I don't want to ruin the show. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, the snow has been a great workout for me. Thank you, Snow.
Well, just make sure that the love handles are okay. I mean, we don't want trophy wife hurting her hands. So.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, no, that's we're going to talk about more about that tonight. Yeah. Because I had an anniversary. We had an anniversary and we're going to be talking about what we did on our anniversary, 25th year and wedding anniversary. We're going to talk about that tonight. So do you have anything else you wanted to talk about, preacher, on this beautiful Friday, February 19th? Man, February 19th, man, March is just around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Actually, we can do a This Day in History if you want.
Yeah, why not? Since we kind of missed a Monday motivation and hey, man, you snooze, you lose, so go for it.
All righty. So a couple of things important things happened today. So the first thing is, well, we'll start recent, we'll head backwards. In 2008, Fidel Castro formally resigned as president of Cuba, and he was succeeded by his brother Raul. Again, so that was February 19 of 2008 is when that happened.
Yeah.
Kansas becomes the first U.S. state to include the prohibition of alcoholic beverages in its state constitution. That is 1881.
Jeez.
In 1878, the American inventor Thomas Edison patented the phonograph today. But the big one that I want to talk about a little bit is in 1945, the United States Marines invade Iwo Jima. On this day in 1945, during the final phases of World War II, the U.S. Marines invaded Iwo Jima to wrest control of the strategically important island from the Japanese, who put up fierce resistance in the ensuing battle. It was also the island that eventually would become the staging point for the dropping of the atomic bombs.
Yeah, that's craziness, man. Right on. Beautiful.
So
and if
good
you guys,
on you, Marines.
I did a cool thing. I was, again, one of my insomniac nights that I had, I kind of just was flipping through Disney Plus and saw the movie Wolverine, where he goes to Japan, and that opening scene where he's in that hole and they drop the bomb.
Yeah.
That was really cool, man. That was a really cool scene. So yeah, I'm trying.
If you're interested, by the way, in a more like a documentary kind of style of things, but like still has that cinematic feel to it.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, believe it or not, had a 2-part it's like a two-part movie. So the first one is Flags of Our Fathers, which came out to great critical acclaim.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was the American side of Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
It was the story of the guys who raised the flag on Mount Suribachi.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, the National Marines Monument in Washington, D.C., that
Whoosh.
statue is the Marines raising the flag on Mount Suribachi in Iwo Jima. But the other side of that is the Japanese story, and that's letters from Iwo Jima, and it tells it from the whole Japanese perspective as well.
Oh,
and the interactions that they've had between the Americans and the Japanese. So very, very interesting. If you got a couple hours, especially if you're snowed in, just look it up. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Even just rent it. It's a good movie. Very good movie set.
Yeah, we're gonna have Clint Eastwood next week on the show in the morning. That was a movie bite. Clint Eastwood right there. Oh, you guys say anybody could talk like Clint Eastwood. Just clench your teeth and just talk a little bit through your throat like that. Yeah, this is my alter ego.
My problem is my Clint Eastwood, because I'm so energetic, sounds more like Hulk Hogan.
Oh, let me see your best Clint Eastwood. Let me hear it. Let's see what you got.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I just keep wanting to say brother all the time. So
that does. Holy shit. Yeah, you throw in a brother. Yeah. See,
it just I can't do it. My Clint Eastwood always turns into Hulk Hogan.
See,
I just got to be a little bit louder, a little more exuberant, and I could, hit Hulk Hogan all the time. I can't do Clint Eastwood. It just doesn't happen.
We'll have to work on that for next month. Hey, speaking of which, we want to do a St. Patrick's Day special, since we really can't go to like a traditional Irish pub, that we're used to, because I know some of the Irish pubs and past St. Patrick's Day festivities that I've been to, man, there were blowouts, and I know it's been a couple of years now. It's been on hold, so we're going to try to see if we can come up with something clever for St. Patrick's Day. We're going to do a special St. Patrick's Day show, one of the during that week. So give us some ideas. What would you guys like? A drink off, pants off. Do we want to play a drinking game? We want to do it at night, in the morning. Your favorite corned beef and cabbage recipe, or I don't know, stories. I don't know, whatever. Send us some ideas, man. We want to talk about that here for next month. We got a lot happening next month. So, dígame. All right. Well, that's our show for this Friday. Before we head out and do what we got to do, we have final thoughts. So, Preacher, what's your final thought for this Friday?
My final thought for the weekend, as we enter into the final week of February in 2021. To be honest, do some digging.
Ooh.
Just because you see something on face value, it may not be what it appears like. There's usually a story or some sort of influence or some sort of contingency that made people or things turn out the way they do. So just instead of taking an action, let's see what the story is behind that and see if things really are as bad as they seem. Because to be honest, look around, people are trying to work in everyone's best interest. It just doesn't always appear that way sometimes.
Well, there you go. Right on. That's a beautiful final thought. Right. And my final thought is just make sure you hydrate. All right. We were out shoveling, and I know my our boy here, Cat Grinder, was telling me, I'm not thirsty. And I'm like, all right, dude, you're gonna start cramping.
You will be.
So make sure, even though it's cold out, you may not think you're thirsty. Drink water. Hydrate yourself. All right. I don't know. I sound like a dad now. All right. That's our show for this morning.
Dad.
Don't forget, come back Monday morning when we do it all over again. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer. Maybe we might have less clothes on at that time. I don't know. Maybe Preacher could retire the sweater from now. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I really want to get rid of this.
Get rid of it. So think happy thoughts. Think hot weather.
The sleeves are up.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
We're definitely getting there. So rock on. Don't forget tonight, the Friday Night Roundtable show, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here, both on Black Sheep Bravo, Facebook, and YouTube. So on behalf of the team, this is the Spaniard. Keep it tight. Have a great day, Spaniard.